Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Kenyan's Pride, where we dive into tradition, cultures, and various untold truths. And you know what? Today we are diving into the most fascinating Luo culture, Cheroburu. Why the cows? Why the songs and the chants? And why do people have these songs about Cheroburu? Why is it? We also have our guest today, Dorcas Feni, who will help us learn more about this Cheroburu, who will let us know more about Cheroburu. Stay tuned with us and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Kindly introduce yourself to our viewers.
Okay, my name is Dorcas Feni. I'm a student here at my university, a third year student, taking Bachelor of Science in Communication Journalism. Yeah, and I'm a duo from the link.
Thank you. Go from the link. Okay, today we are going to talk about Cheroburu. For someone hearing about Cheroburu for the first time, what can you tell this person? What is Cheroburu?
Yeah, for someone who is hearing this word Cheroburu for the first time, I can tell this person Cheroburu is supposed burial right? That is normally done after the burial, and it is done for the respected people like the animal or a prominent person, a prominent elder, and particularly for men, not women, yeah, among Luo community.
Wow. And what is the primary factor of this, primary purpose, primary purpose of this Cheroburu? Like the originality. Why Cheroburu?
Cheroburu is done for many purposes, but for me, I'll just tell you maybe 2 or 3 purposes of Cheroburu in Luo community. First, Cheroburu, they normally do it so as to chase away the evil spirit in that homestead of the deceased. And another reason why the Luo community do perform this rite Cheroburu is to honor the deceased. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So specifically to honor the deceased, yeah, mostly like you said the previous time, the elders are mostly men.
Men, not women.
And
As for me, like as Mimi as that person who is more interested in cultural things like in our culture, the Luo community culture, it is normally done for men, not women.
okay, but why the bulls? What is the symbolic act or the symbolic action about the bulls? Why the bulls are not the cows?
They normally use the bulls. You know, the bulls have strength, and maybe this person was a prominent person whose achievements were normally known and appreciated in these communities. So they normally use bulls, assuming that bulls have more strength than other cows.
Oh, wow. So is it a must that when driving these bulls from a certain homestead or within the area, is it about they do the chants, the song?
Yeah.
What is the meaning? Like why should they do those chants? Why should they sing those songs? And are there just specific songs for this Teruburu, or you can just take a song from somewhere and enjoy it while driving the cows?
I'll start with the first one that you asked about, the chants, the songs. They normally do these things. The songs like Segalagala, normally in the community, they use Segalagala songs. They sing this song. This is just to chase away the evil spirit of this deceased person from this homestead. Yeah. And during the rite, during the practice, they use the bulls. They incite the bulls to bring chaos.
Take us through the process of Teroburu. How is it done? How do these people come back to Teroburu?
Okay, Teroburu in Luo community it's not just a process that is done for enjoyment or something like bring happiness or whatever, but it involves various steps. Like maybe it is the first step. We have something called preparation and attire, whereby the selected men in that community, the selected men or youth that are led by the elders, they do traditional Iranian like Timolo figures and some attires that match with the practice, with the right ritual that they want to do. And then after that, we have something called procession. After doing the preparation, they go to something called procession, whereby these selected men and the youth they ride cattle to the homestead of the deceased, around the homestead of the deceased. And not only, sometimes they can ride the cattle also around the deceased. Just to bring this.
Why is it that Okiatos, why the bulls?
They normally use the bulls because it symbolizes strength. Maybe this person was an achievement, was a big achievement, was a hero, was a warrior. So they normally take a bull so as to refer the strength of that person. Then after procession, they do something called the Tero Sasa, the phrase, whereby they incite the bulls to bring chaos. The bulls will jump. These people, the selected men or the youth that are doing these things, they incite the bulls maybe by beating drums near the animal. You know, if you do something weird around the animal, they normally jump. So in the process of jumping, the dust will come out. And through that dust, chasing that dust, it symbolizes like you're sweeping away the responsibility. After procession, we have something it will come after the procession. Then these people will take the bulls, they drive the bulls to a nearby water body like lakes, pools, or even rivers, the nearby water body. They believe that these water bodies, they believe that when they drive the bulls, thereby when the water body around, they believe that these evil spirits stays there. The water body is the destination of the evil spirits. So after they take the bulls there, but after that they take maybe the main bull, back to the family of the deceased to join the other bulls. Yeah. Then after that they'll return back home
With the bulls?
They can return back home to the bulls. The main bull can be taken back to the family, the deceased family, or it can be taken out for pasture. Then the other bulls will just be returned back home. Then if they return back home, received by the eldest son of the deceased, so as to bring like transition maybe of the achievements or what like the achievements of the deceased to the elder son.
Okay.
Yeah, to at least bring peace and change to that community.
No, that is there like in the past we used to hear that even this participant who participated in sending these spirits away. So after that, they go and cleanse themselves, like they go and shower and just to drive the spirits. They believe that maybe doing all those things, they're still with the spirits. So showering is like cleansing the spirits. How true is that?
I think this is done. This is done in that process of driving the bulls, the cattle, on nearby water body, whereby all these things are done there to leave these evil spirits there, as they believe that when they do these things around or nearby any water body, as I said earlier, these evil spirits, they leave them there. They don't come back home with them.
Okay.
So all the cleaning, all the changing of clothes, I think they're done there to chase away and to leave the evil spirits that they look there.
Okay. So why the chants? Like why do they do the chants, the singing, and they have the specific songs that they only sing there. You can't just hear them singing songs from anywhere. They have their specific songs. Tell us why do they do that?
They normally they do war songs,
Okay.
they chant. These are just to symbolize or to chase away the evil spirits. In that process of chanting, jumping up while they chase away the dust, the buru thing,
Oh.
the buru thing, it will come out. So the, it will come out like in a process that they will be chasing the evil spirits outside this homestead. Like they sweeping this dog outside that home.
Wow. So we have learned a lot about Tiroburu, and as you know, the world today we have different people. Like let me say Luo. See, they are divided into many sub-tribes.
Yeah, Luo is divided into many sub-tribes like Alego, Gano, Genya.
Yeah. So do they do this Tiroburu thing in a similar way, or these sub-tribes have different ways of doing the Tiroburu? Yes, it might look like it's the same message, but how it is done, it is different. Can you tell us, do all these sub-tribes in Luo do it in a similar process, or they have different ways of doing it?
Tiroburu, the message is still constant. And the message is still consistent, is still constant, it's the same. Even if they do it in a different way, but the message should be constant, should be same. So what differs may be timing, or the scale. Like you find some traditions, some sub-tribes, we do it before the burial. Before the burial or before the funeral services. The burial should have been once, they do it after. The message should be same. But for that I'm addicted. You can say something like that. And I think we should continue practicing this thing to embrace our culture. Yeah, as we know that our culture is our pride. We should continue doing these things. You need to see finyilie iendelee.
So today, what are you going to tell our viewers about Teroburu? Like, what are you going to encourage them, like, in this culture, even apart from Teroburu? Like, just tell them a word. You know, today's youth find it hard to still practice the ancient cultures, but kindly, to our viewers, what can you tell them?
To our viewers, and mostly maybe today it was about Elo, I can tell them, let's embrace our culture. Let's embrace it. Let's not let it die. The way, let's just continue as our ancestors in the past did it. Let's not take it like I know it may be hard due to modernity and some technology that we find. Sometimes also Christianity may be involved at Teroburu. They may consider doing it in churches, but not in that homestead. But I can just tell more so to our youth that let's embrace our culture. Let's not let it die. Yeah, let's continue doing it, continue practicing it, and it's our pride. Our culture, our pride.
Thank you. So, thank you so much, Dorcas Feni, for joining us today. At least we have learned a lot about Teroburu. And to our viewers, kindly let us still practice these cultures. Let us still embrace our tradition. Let us embrace these things because it was there and it is still there. And it is only us who can still pushing this culture together. Thank you for watching. Kindly don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I was your host, Audrey Luton. Thank you.